Morning, grade 7. Welcome to your last Monday of being in grade 7. The countdown is on, only 5 more days left of school this school year. All right, so today we're moving on to the volume of pyramids. You'll notice that I've been kind of skipping over things to do with cylinders and cones. I felt that we should skip that for this year just because we didn't have a strong understanding of circumference and area of circles from our other unit. So that's why I'm just focusing on pyramids and prisms. So I'm going to go through 4 examples with you today of how to find the volume of a pyramid. So we're going to do rectangular pyramids and then triangular pyramids. Now, in order to find the volume of a pyramid, there's a formula that we're going to use. What I want to do is I actually want to break it down to you in a few different steps. So the first thing you're going to do always when you want to find the volume of a pyramid is you are going to find the area of our base. Okay, the area of the base. Your second step is to multiply that area. So we're going to multiply the area by the height. Now remember in our other lesson we talked about when surface area, we talked about the real height and the slant height. This time you're going to use the real height. So when you're looking for the height in order to find the volume, you're always going to look inside the pyramid where it goes from the very center of the bottom of the pyramid all the way up to the top. So you find the area of the base, you multiply it by the height, and then you're going to divide by 3. So really what our formula is you can think of it like this. Volume is 1/3 the base times the height. But if you want to, you can find the area of the base, multiply by the height, and then divide by 3. So if we take a look at this rectangular pyramid, the first thing I want to do is I can find the area of the base. Well, the area of my base here is really actually the base times the height in terms of working with my rectangle. So my area equals 8 times 8. And then my area equals 64 centimeters squared. So that is step number 1. Find the area of your base. In this case, it's a rectangle. I'm just going to erase this for a minute. Give me a bit more room. All right, then the next step is we're going to take that 64 centimeters and we're going to multiply it by the height. And my height is 9. So we're going to do 64 times 9, which we can do here on the side. Again, you can feel free to use your calculator. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my calculator so that I can do the rest of the video a little bit faster. Okay. I could do 64 times 9 on the iPad, but later we're going to get into more complicated numbers, so I might as well get my calculator now. So then we have our area of our base, which is 64 times 9, and I end up with 576. Then the last step is to divide by 3. Now, I could go into a very lengthy explanation as to why this formula works, but I figured that would be too complex for a Monday morning in June on the last week of school. So you find the area of your base, then you multiply by the height, and then you divide by 3. So let's try that again. Okay, so here we have another rectangular pyramid. So let's go through our steps. Step 1, area of the base, 10 times 4 equals 40 centimeters squared. Step 2, we're going to multiply that 40 by the height, 40 times 6, which gets me 240. Step 3, we're going to divide by 3. That's the same as multiplying by 1/3. And we would get 80 cubic centimeters. I think I forgot that in the last question. So if you can follow these 3 steps, I think you'll find this lesson to be quite straightforward. Now, as I said, it's quite straightforward. Let's take a look at a triangular pyramid. Still the same steps, but what you need to do is you need to think about how do I find the area of my base? So my base is a triangle. So remember, our formula for a triangle is area equals base times height over 2. So I'm going to do base times height, which is 8 times 14. And I'm going to divide by 2. So then I can do 8 times 14 and then divide by 2. And I get 56. Then step 2, I still multiply it by the height. So now I'm going to do 56 times 17. And I get 952. And then step 3, I'm still going to divide by 3. And in this case, for your lesson, always just round to the second decimal spot. In this case, I actually have a repeating decimal. So that would be the volume. Okay, so it's still the same steps as the rectangular pyramid, but the main thing you need to think about is right here, the area. You do it a little bit differently. You do base times height divided by 2. All right, let's do one more. All right, so here once again, we have a triangular pyramid. So step 1, find the area of your base. So we're going to do 71 times 84 divided by 2. This is why I really wanted to have my calculator. I could do that in my head, but this will be faster. 71 times 84 divided by 2. And I get 2,982. Step 2, multiply by the height. 2,982 times 64 equals 190,848. Then we're going to do that number, 190,848, and we're going to divide by 3 for our final answer. And you would get 63,616 cubic feet, or feet cubed. So when you're doing your work today, grade 7, I strongly suggest you really think about it as these 3 steps. Find the area of the base, multiply by the height, divide by 3. And that will get you through. I hope you have a great last